Live breaking news last night off the heels of one of the worst riots. The left is calling it peaceful protest. There's nothing peaceful about it. Lunatic, deranged ABC senior national correspondent Terry Moran posted a bile-filled, hate-filled tweet towards Stephen Miller, top advisor to Trump, as well as President Trump himself, that he deleted. But the internet is forever. I've got it right here. And now ABC has suspended Terry Moran and a whole lot more. I can't wait to share with you exactly what he said. I also have responses from Stephen Miller, as well as Vice President J.D. Vance, who posted on X, as well as White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. Before I show you what he actually posted, remember this interview that he did with President Trump, and President Trump called him out to his face that he was fake news? This is a quick clip. Check this out.
I think the reputation of the United States has gone down under your presidency.
No, I think it's gone way up, and I think we're a respected country again. We were laughed at all over the world. We had a president that couldn't walk up a flight of stairs, couldn't walk down a flight of stairs, couldn't walk across a stage without falling. We had a president that was grossly incompetent. You knew it, I knew it, and everybody knew it, but you guys didn't want to write it because you're fake news.
All right. Thank you.
And by the way, ABC is one of the worst, I have to be honest with you.
I just love the way Trump, boy, that's what we love about our president, right? His raw authenticity, in your face American badassery, calling it like it is, right to their ugly keisters. I love it. I love it. Thank you very much, President Trump. We love you. Oh my God. Love it. Okay. Here is the post that he deleted because he doesn't have a backbone, he doesn't have a spine, he doesn't have a molecule of balls. Watch. So this was coming off the heels of one of the worst riots in Los Angeles we've seen, that has actually been encouraged by these radical, disgusting, repulsive hypocrites, aka Democrats. And then Terry Moran, they were calling it a peaceful protest when they're actually throwing rocks, like weaponized riots. They've been given unbelievable resources by God knows who. We all know who secretly, but we can't really say definitively, attacking law enforcement for simply doing their job. And the radical left, including this mook right here, were calling them peaceful protests. This is what he posted. And this was really directed at Stephen Miller, but it included Trump himself as well. He says, the thing about Stephen Miller, remember, he deleted this because he doesn't have a backbone. The thing about Stephen Miller is not that he is the brains behind Trumpism. Yes, he is one of the people who conceptualizes the impulses of the Trumpist movement and translates them into policy. But that's not what's interesting about Miller. It's not brains, it's bile. Miller is a man who is richly endowed with the capacity for hatred. He is a world-class hater. You can see this just by looking at him, because you can see that his hatreds are his spiritual nourishment. He eats his hate. Trump is a world-class hater, but his hatred only is a means to an end. And that end is his own, he can't even write, glorification. That's his spiritual nourishment. That post in and of itself, Terry, has more hate in it than Stephen Miller and President Trump have in their entire anatomy. The irony, the hypocrisy, as always, knows no bounds. And check out what Stephen Miller said. This is what Stephen Miller said in response. Check this out. Stephen Miller responded by saying, the most important fact about Terry's full public meltdown is what it shows about the corporate press in America. For decades, the privileged anchors and reporters narrating and gatekeeping our society have been radicals adopting a journalist's pose. Terry pulled off his mask. And then Vice President J.D. Vance responds, says, an ABC journalist, he @ Terry Moran, posted this absolutely vile smear of Stephen Miller. It's dripping with hatred, 100%. Remember that every time you watch ABC's coverage, of the Trump administration. As it happens, I know Stephen quite well, and he's motivated by love of country. He's motivated by a fear that people like Terry Moran make rules that normal Americans have to follow, but well-connected people don't. It's why he fought so hard to get President Trump elected and why he works so hard to implement the agenda. ABC should apologize to Stephen. What Terry posted is disgraceful. As always, The class act J.D. Vance coming through with words of wisdom yet again. And then Caroline Leavitt posted this, White House press secretary, saying last night in a since deleted post, the so-called journalist Terry Moran went on a rampage against Stephen Miller and called President Trump a world-class hater. This is unhinged and unacceptable. We have reached out to ABC to inquire about how they plan to hold Terry accountable. And that is when we just got word that ABC has since suspended Terry Moran for posting that absolutely because they claim that they're unbiased. They claim they're unprejudiced. They claim that they're fair on both sides. They're neutral. That post is anything but neutral. And I agree 100% with Stephen Miller. The mask was pulled off. Remember, this is the same media that said Biden was sharp as a tack. This is the same media that said these guys are Nazis. We're all Nazis. We're a threat to democracy. This is a constitutional crisis. Trump should be arrested. He should be in prison. He should be sent away. All these horrific things, comparing that beautiful rally in Madison Square Garden to a Nazi white supremacist rally. They're the same network that pushed Russiagate, which is now unequivocally untrue. This is the same propagandist media that has propped up the most unqualified alcoholic in Kamala Harris, thinking and trying to convince the American public that she was fit for office just because she's black and she's a woman, which are the worst criterias to ever use to measure anybody in a democracy that is built on meritocracy, on the best person for the job, the best individual with the best skills, irregardless of gender, race, ethnicity, or sexual orientation. Last thing I want to say, and I can't wait to get your comments on this, if we don't keep fighting back against this, because you're not going to hear this. You're not going to hear this story on any of the woke propagandist networks. You're not going to hear this on CBS, NBC, ABC, CNN. You're not going to hear it anywhere but right here. We have to keep holding these absolute anti-American, radical extreme. Our cities are burning to the ground right now. Los Angeles is literally burning to the ground right now. And it's people like Terry Moran who are continually polluting the brains and minds of our impressionable American citizens who still, for God knows why, still have a reason to believe in these networks, in these so-called news outlets. So it's up to us. Share this video. Tap that thumbs up. You can do it on your remote too with your if you're watching on TV. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it helps this video out immeasurably. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this, what you think of this. Is this commonplace? Is this what we expect now? Is this shocking to you? Is this a surprise? I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.